What in the world? Hey, that's me on the screen right there. I recognize that guy. Must be a mirror. Well, let me talk to myself. Hi, self. This is Lewis Herms from ScrewBigGov. Welcome to our pre-Thanksgiving show. Although tomorrow we will have a Thanksgiving show with the wonderful Alan Fountain with two dudes chilling. That will be a special. It's so awesome to be here, folks. Can we get festive? Can we just start being a little bit festive? Regardless of all these crazy satanic holidays, let's make them all our own. We can enjoy life, get bundled up with the loved ones or in your favorite blanket or with your favorite dog or cat. You know, unfortunately, it won't be a squirrel if you live in New York, but we can have a lot of fun, guys. Let's resonate with the holiday seasons. Let's let everybody know how much we love them, regardless of their voting status. I believe it's time for us to heal and move forward. Give me a here, a yay, if you agree. Please do us a favor and like, share, follow. Apologies straight up to my wife. I was supposed to play another song, but I was running late and didn't get it up there. So I know, no nookie for me this week. So, anyways, folks, let's have a good time here. We're going to do a Q&A. I don't know how long it will last, probably about an hour. And hopefully I can get through all of your questions. Not that I have a clue because my nickname is Clueless Lewis. But let's see what we're going to do. I'm going to find out. Here's the next screen. Oh, wait, before I do, just real quick. VerityMetals.com. That's right, VerityMetals.com with the wonderful Matt Geiger. He will take care of you. Go to VerityMetals.com or call the phone number on your screen. And he's the man. He really is. He takes care of you. And I can tell you, some places charge 3 to 4 times more than he charges. So, as you know, we vet anybody that we recommend. And so far, he's doing a wonderful job. So, if you want to move your silver or find silver or move your IRA into silver or gold or buy it outright or store it, all of the above are available. All righty. I think it's time for Q&A. By the way, let's cross your fingers, do some prayers because the next screen is a test. We've never done it before. Lisa is patiently waiting in the back office right now. What is going to happen? She's like, "Go, just go. Stop stalling. Just do it." All right, Lisa, here we go. Let's see if it works. Oh, it works, Lisa. She's back celebrating. You can't see it. She's doing the Trump dance in the background right now. Woohoo! All right. So that means we don't know if we're going to continue to do this, but for people that are not watching live, you will now be able to see some of the chat on there also. All righty. So today's Q&A day. So let's get into some Q and some A. Boom, boom. I'm just checking real quick. I want to see what the delay is. Wow, Lisa, it comes across pretty fast. I'm watching live and on our screen. It's within about a second and a half. Awesome. All right, here we go, folks. First question. Not that I have a clue, but let's have fun with it anyways. By the way, I haven't looked at any of these. Promise. I have not looked at one question. I don't have a clue what's going up here. I might be thoroughly embarrassed if Lisa's trying to prank me. So, question one. Why I said that in TikTok? Oh, well, but there was. So, we would have to gain that evidence during 2025 and then probably have those trials in 2026. So, I get it. No big deal. We're going to move forward. I said I'm going to watch Trump's administration very closely until June before I say anything that may be considered derogatory because we here are about we the people. I appreciate President Trump, but we're not about President Trump. We're about we the people. We the people come first. If we the people get their way, MAGA will happen for sure. Next up. Dun, dun, dun. Someone recently made claims that you are profiting off the victims of Hurricane Helene. Can you clarify? Well, nothing to clarify. It's not even close to being true. And, here's the reality. I've noticed, and this is really, really sad. I will say there are certain people in this movement that profit off of others in a negative way. I have no problem, by the way, if anybody sells products on their platform, if you're giving value, you have every right to sell products. I sell products, right? I couldn't be here today if I didn't get some income coming in. Even if I made $10 million a year, it wouldn't matter if I gave value. It shouldn't matter if the value is equal to the amount of money I'm making. But that statement is very salacious and not true. And I think, frankly, it's disgusting because I know how hard I work and the effort I put in, and I know the effort the team puts in at no cost, and how much money my wife and I are in the hole because of our personal donations to the hurricane. So for somebody to say I'm profiting off of that is quite disgusting. Now, what we have found, and it's unfortunate that some people I have not brought on my show before, some people I think lack integrity, some people I haven't returned their phone calls, and some people have been banned from chat rooms for some of their actions. Therefore, they have an axe to grind. Now, I don't think this is always personal. I think many times if people see you doing a lot, it is easier for them to cut you down at the knees instead of build themselves up and do more. So instead of them traveling in North Carolina and Tennessee or doing the job that they need to do, right? Or really promoting something that would help the hurricane victims, or doing the exposure, or spending just merciless amount of hours doing a documentary, it is a lot easier. And you've probably seen this with family and friends before. There's those people that they find it easier to chop down somebody that is like yourself, that is doing the good work, than just be better themselves. So I don't get triggered by this. All I would ask is, if you believe that I do good work, if I would hopefully that my audience would defend myself. Robert, by the way, my wonderful co-host, who's not here today, he's taking the week off. He'll be back next Monday. I would hope you would defend those that are doing great work. And you know, I don't think there's any room for that type of stuff. No, if anybody has evidence, absolutely put it out there. In fact, if you have any evidence on me, throw it out there in public. Throw it all out there. You won't get any though, because it's hyperbole. And sometimes it's just how people build their platforms and seek attention. So I'm not worried about it. I knew the more work that I do in the face of this evil, the more heat that I'm going to get. Right. So it is what it is. I'm really not concerned, but I hope that answers your questions. Next up, have you heard any new updates about what's happening in North Carolina? Is there anything more we should know about the situation or how we can help? Okay, thank you. Well, you can help by going to hurricanehell.com and donate a lot of money directly to my personal bank account. That would be awesome. Uh, that was a joke. I know it'll probably be used as a meme. I do that to myself often. You should go to, if you haven't seen Hurricane Hell, I would recommend you go there. It's as relevant today as it was, what it was 3 weeks ago, whenever it came out. It's extraordinarily relevant today. So I would go to hurricanehell.com, or right here on Rumble. You can find it also. How do you help? Well, they still need volunteers. Let me tell you what phase that we're in now, though. The phase we're in now is different. It's kind of went through three phases. The first phase was what I call the SAR phase. It was search and rescue phase. The second phase was primarily looking for, unfortunately, cadavers. And the third phase is now rebuild and help add some stability to people. So just, I think it was last week or week and a half ago. Personally, by the way, this did not come out of the hurricane relief fund. Personally, my wife and I bought 4 Starlinks to get installed at people's houses. And I actually sent a note to Elon Musk. I don't know if he has it, if he could extend the free service, because many people there still don't even have internet. Right? They barely just got electricity, some of them, and they don't have internet. And you have to understand, they're looking for jobs, and they're trying to connect for services from the government, and some have to work from home, and they don't have, their phones aren't working in their area still, the cell phones, so they can connect through Starlink. So we're doing a lot of that. It looks like I'm still have a team of dogs that just left Eastern Tennessee actually this week. And when I was there, in a very, very short time, they found 14 hits. So They're also doing a lot of tiny houses that we're helping to fund tiny houses. They range from 3,000 to a little bit more. We definitely need volunteers still, volunteers to help build, medics to check on people. There's a lot of people that have injuries or diabetes and some other conditions, heart conditions, they need to be checked on. Two people were still looking for golf carts so they can travel around their own property. So there's still a lot to be done, and this they can't be forgotten. Just like Lahaina, we cannot forget about them. So if you'd like to participate, there's a lot to be done. It's going to be very, very expensive. So go to hurricanehell.com, either try to volunteer, pray for them, and you can text me directly if you want to volunteer, or you can donate to the websites that are available there. Hope that answered that question. And that's the phase we're in right now. People are really trying to rebuild their lives, and it's hard because they've lost most of their property if they're next to the river, anyways. And they're being obstructed by the government on what they can build. So they're trying to live in RVs. Some of them are still in tents, relocating. It's really not good, but it is what it is. Next question. Another someone mentioned they didn't like the way you dealt with Russell J. Gould during one of your tours. Can you clarify on this? Um, yeah, I think that's a fair question, actually. Uh, Going into the tour, I had no issue with Russell J. Gould. And in fact, Russell J. Gould, RJG as I call him, should be lauded for the great work he did in capturing the flag and waking people up and all the work he did was fantastic. What happened is, if you ever, they're talking specifically about the Anaheim event. In the Anaheim event, he came in with a bandana and why don't you just take care of business? Oh well, you don't understand, Lewis. There's a lot of paperwork in order to be done there, and so I called bullshit. And then he got very aggressive, and then so I stood my ground, and then his minion. His by the way, he had the other thing is they were playing an MK Ultra game. They had forced security. They were posted in certain positions, and every time he would get to a certain part in his speech, they would all nod simultaneously. I know the game, so I knew what was going on. I'm not disrespecting anything he did in the past, but I'm not going to suck on somebody's you know what just because of what they've done. That's not who they are. I fight for we the people and only we the people. That's just the way it is. If people don't like that, well, they can kick rocks. But if you're going to disrespect the audience, I'm going to call you on it. I had more than 100 people talk to me that day and the next day how much they appreciated the way I handled them. So I don't think it was too bad. But some people that may have an affinity for RJG and he's just, they hold him up on the platform. Maybe he's a god to them. Yeah, they could be offended. Well, get over it. All righty. Next up. Lewis, you've recently been promoting a product which seems similar to Neumi. Are you no longer promoting Neumi? And if so, what led to the shift? I am promoting Neumi still. In fact, I'm primarily promoting their HERS product and their neural product. The reason why I'm working with another product is I tried it myself. My hair got even darker. The results seem to be faster. And I did some research myself and asked a lot of questions. And this one glutathione product is actually nanosized, but it's bonded in oil, so it has a longer shelf life and it can hold more potency, 4 to 5 times more. Therefore, I've always told you I'm only going to try to show you the best. That's it. So that's what my feeling is, and that's what I'm doing. It's easier to take, it's easier to carry around, and it seems to be even more potent. So I have to do it is what it is, and I can tell you it made me take a huge financial hit, but it was the right thing to do. So that's why I did that. So yes, some of the products I promote and I have on the glutathione product, I'm loving this other one. But if you still have it, use it, or if you're out of the country and you want to order it, it's amazing product. I have nothing against Neumi, love the owners of the company. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. And the new product's called Sorona. In fact, here you go. Let's just do this for you since you asked.
If only I had discovered this kind of nanotechnology.
There you go. Just go to Serona.org. You can select my name if you'd like. It's Lewis Herms. If you like somebody else on there, select their name, and then they'll get a little percentage of that. So that was the skin product, and they also obviously have the straight glutathione that you take, which I think are wonderful. By the way, right now there is a Black Friday sale, even though today's Wednesday. So there's actually a sale on everything right now. All right, enough about that. Let's go to the next question that we have here. By the way, if somebody asked here, when will the People's T-shirts be on the website? Nice Christmas gift. Well, it will be next week. I have a meeting with a company that's helped me distribute these. I'm trying to really work on the pricing for you because it's an amazing company, but the prices are a little bit too much. And the truth is, I have specific quality control things that I need done when I offer those shirts because they're going to be beautiful shirts, great quality t-shirts with my idea is I want to get an embroidered logo. I may not win that argument, but we'll see. That's the goal right here. So I'm going to meet with them on Monday. So the website's done. Next week they should be up, and you can get We the People shirts and a lot more out to people pretty soon. Thank you for asking. All right. Let's see what's next. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Charlie Ward has recently been called out for allegedly misleading his followers about the quantum financial system for the past 4 years. What are your thoughts on this? Well, okay, to full transparency, I don't listen to anything any truthers say anymore, and that's no nothing against Charlie Ward or anybody else. I find my time digging in other places because I like to form my own opinions. So people would be probably surprised. I don't know if I've watched one full podcast in the last 2 years because I really like to form my own opinions. And I think in honor of you, because you guys are very busy and you're coming here for the information, I want to make sure it's formed based on my digging and so on and so forth. So I don't know about that. I will talk about the QFS. I think there is a form of QFS that's correct. I don't know what he was talking about, to be honest with you. There's a form of Nassar that's correct. There's a form of QFS that's correct. And yes, the dinar can revalue if certain things happen. And I told you the main thing that has to happen in regards to that is the HCl, the hydrocarbon law, which has not officially happened yet. So there's a lot of talk about it. All these places talk about it. And the next thing you know, within 4 hours, they put up a link to buy more. Isn't that interesting? I don't know what Charlie does. I will tell you, though, that there is some truth to QFS. So I can't speak to what he said or if there was any misleading. I will say when the Jassara conversation came out a few years ago, there was heavy misleading from some people. You can figure out who I'm talking about. And I debunked that, and I kind of got blackballed in part of the Patriot community because I called them out on their bullshit. So there you go. Do you know when it will all end with Israel? Do you think there will ever be peace there? 100%. I think there will be peace there. I do not know. I'm not an insider, so I can't tell you when it will end with Israel. If you've watched my expose yesterday on saving Israel for last, the takedown of the Khazarian mafia by President Trump, I think you'll get a lot of insight to why I really believe with evidence that Israel will fall. By the way, the Israel that we know it, the state of Israel. I mean, we can argue that maybe Israel is the United States, the biblical Israel. So that's a whole nother thing. We certainly are the Israelites. So don't know will all end. I think we're going to go through a little bit of darkness because the deep state is not going to go as easy as it appears. So I believe they're probably planning something. But then after we pass through that, I think you're going to see things happen very, very quick. And that's why I've even put a date. I'm going till June of 2025 that quickly I believe we're going to see a lot happening between now and then. If not, I'll start to call out the administration myself. Hope that answered. Now let's see. If anybody has any questions, can you please put them in all caps? Lisa just put that in chat. Pop your questions in the chat, but make sure they're all caps. And then we're going to try something. I should be able to grab them and then put it up. Okay, so Carol looks like she has a question. What is it? Oop, I have to scroll down. Stand by. Okay, there it is. Here's Carol's. Let me see if it shows it. Damn, look at that fancy schmancy stuff. Oh, Carol, that was a secret. Not really. I don't tell anybody, by the way, when I travel to Mar-a-Lago or do anything. I don't know why. A lot of people use things like that to build their platform. I don't, but the cat was kind of out of the bag because somebody mentioned it a couple days ago. So I am going to Mar-a-Lago. I got a special invitation there for an event, and sometimes I go to something, sometimes I don't. I almost didn't go to the Trump festivities of his after the election party. I'm glad I did. My wife kind of twisted my arm a little bit on that one. So why are you going? Well, honestly, because I got an invitation to go, and it seems like a special event. Tucker Carlson will be there. Interested to hear him talk. Kid Rock will be there, and some other people. So we'll see what that's all about. But the good news is I have a bunch of friends going. My wife has a bunch of friends going because we were able to invite other people for our table. So we're all going to hang out together. So that should be a lot of fun. And questions. Let's see. What do we got? Okay, here we go. Question of course, from Buckshot. When is your next tour? I hate to say the word never, but I would say currently I have no intentions of doing a tour. I need to catch up on a lot of work. I want to start working on my series. Wink, wink. It's a fictional series called Breaking Babylon, and I think you guys are just absolutely going to. It's going to be a Netflix type series. I will be reaching out for funding for that, but I think it'll be amazing. Beautiful disclosures. So that will be my focus. If I'm pulled or drawn to it, I listen to that voice from God, and if for some reason there's a reason to do it, I'll do it. My wife and I have talked about maybe in the future doing, like, not that I didn't enjoy it. We did. I believe we ended up doing 117. Can you believe that? Crazy. All right. Somebody named Lisa Richards. Not quite sure who that is. By the way, thank you to all the admins and everybody that helps on here and all the people in the background. We could not make these shows happen without you. So if I ever seem like I'm not appreciative or forget you, I'm sorry. I'm very thankful for you. Thanksgiving, hanging out with the family. The family that has not rejected us because of our political views. But it'll be a lot of fun. So tomorrow will be family day. We will do a show though with Alan Fountain, Two Dudes Chillin'. We'll bring it, and you guys can enjoy that. That'll be tomorrow morning though, right here. Okay. Next up. Why do you think that the Articles of Confederation will be big in the patriot reset of America? Okay, so I am way down on the totem pole when it goes to the research on this. Most of what I learned was from Jack Lander, by the way. Jack Lander is amazing at this. What happens is the formation of our country post, I think it was post 1781, I believe it was, somewhere in there. They didn't actually have all the people there. They voted in proxy, is what I believe it is. So, but the founding information comes from the Articles of Confederation. So, if we're going to truly do a reset pre 1871 and before, you would have to go back and reference the Articles of Confederation. I can't go too much deeper into it. Full disclosure, I don't know as much about it, but from what I've read and then from what I've heard from Jack, I do think that they're going to take part in this for sure. Let me see. A lot of nice comments. I'm not seeing any questions. I'm scrolling down. Okay. Lewis, Tucson friends have 8,000 pounds of goods for folks in North Carolina that needs to be sent. Can you arrange shipping? Um, yeah, so hey, let me see what I can do. I've done a lot of this coordination. Thank you, Ed, for speaking up or stepping up. Why don't you go to hurricanehell.com and you'll see a text message there. I only take texts regarding a hurricane relief there. So go ahead and text me directly regarding hurricane, and we'll have a conversation. Maybe not today, probably Friday, because I don't know if I can even get a hold of anybody down there right now. All of them have talked about actually spending time with their families, which is good because they're working, 18-hour days helping people. So if you can text me, Ed, I'd really appreciate it. And we will make it happen somehow, some way. I'll probably have to get an inventory from you. So be prepared to let me know of what's going on with that. Okay, next up. Denise, the lovely Denise, our friend. What is your favorite movie of all time? Well, it actually moves around, but so I'm going to tell you a few. I love the movie Glory. Glory with Denzel Washington, Matthew Broderick, I believe Morgan Freeman. Seen it a ton of times. Something about that movie just really, really, really gets me. That's a fantastic movie. And then I'm going to go real cliche, but it will freak a lot of people out. They can get it on their phones, so on and so forth. And that could really, really scare people. It could be some type of biological event. What I think is more likely is the good guys or information will start being dropped of the deep state, and then they will activate their minions and try to create chaos in probably major cities, destruction, burn like they did in Minnesota, like the Watts riots, so on and so forth in the past. So I believe, in my opinion, and I got full disclosure, it kind of came from a vision too. So, take it for what it's worth. It's salt. I believe that that's very possible that we could see some cities burning up. Just know that whatever happens, guys, we're going to be okay. But the deep state's not going to go away quietly. Why would they? They've had 1,000 years of rule, and we've been under their iron thumb forever. There's no way that they're going to go away this easily. And we should all use some common sense, some big common sense, and understand that they are going to fight. So the silence should be a concern for you right now because they're doing nothing. So I believe they're in the planning phase, but we'll see. Okay, what else do we have? Oh, what was the favorite state to visit during the tour? I am not going to do that. That is like a president choosing a football team. Oh, no, no, you don't do that. Don't put me in that position, Buck. I will say though, I absolutely fell in love with, depending on the time of the year, um, the Midwest and Northeast. The topography was just amazing and gorgeous. Um, but Tennessee, North Carolina. Well, when I flew over near North Carolina, even though we were doing investigations on hurricane damage, what was left in the mountains was just absolutely stunning, and the changes of the colors were great. So all over, I love hanging out in Florida, but you know Florida's, it's kind of the flatlands with oceans. It's kind of the way I look at it. So there's a lot of beautiful places. Love going through Oregon was gorgeous. I find some beauty in every single place that I go, to be honest with you. So it's really hard for me to pinpoint a state, but I was during the couple times a year that we happen to be September, October in the Northeast, it was pretty damn gorgeous, that's for sure. Okay. Have you heard of Omar Odavi, who attracts sea life when he's in the ocean? Alien ambassador. What the Lisa, I have no idea what you're talking about. She threw me a curve. I have no idea. I wish I could. I Now you're going to get me to do some research. I know nothing about it, but it sounds pretty awesome if you can go and he can get into the ocean and attract sea life. That is very interesting. No, know nothing about it. That's fascinating as heck. I wish I had my tinfoil hat, and then maybe it would just come right to me. Sorry, Lisa, but that was a cool question. Lewis, are you promoting the Quantum Summit 1776? Yeah, that's Mel Carmine's event. I have been invited as a guest speaker. I don't know if it's a key speaker or guest speaker, but my intentions are to be there. Right now, there's a lot going on at that time of year, so I'm trying to reorganize my schedule. But yes, the first I went to the first Quantum Summit event, and I was very impressed with the speakers and the setup there. Out of many events I've gone to, I would say Mel did one of the best jobs for sure. Just being totally authentic, whether you love Mel or don't like Mel, they did a really great job at organizing the event, and they had really fantastic speakers. And I was really welcomed there. In fact, I started it and I ended it, which was a real surprise to me because I just didn't think it would be my audience. But I was well received. So uh, yeah, you guys check out the Quantum Summit. It was pretty cool. The first one was for sure. Okay. Oh my lord, we're going into esoteric realm. Lewis, what are your thoughts on extraterrestrials helping Trump in this transition? Well, I have no evidence of that. Um, I will say though, when I did a remote viewing a long time ago during a situation at the White House, it seemed like I know it sounds really weird, so I'm just telling you what I saw. It seemed like Melania Trump was the boss, not President Trump or the general that he was talking to. I don't know if that matters. I don't know if it's true. I'm just letting you know what I saw. I thought that was really interesting. Um, so that was really fascinating to me. Um, I don't know, but if you look at what they perceive are Palladians, Melania Trump looks like she could be one. I definitely believe there's some form of time travel or looking glass involved in this whole thing, which could be extraterrestrial technology. But let's break down the word extraterrestrial, and I'm going to kind of take a right turn on this because this is pretty interesting. So think about the words that are given to us. We've always believed that extraterrestrial meant other planets, right? Well, think of the word extra terra. What's terra? Terra is where we on, the plane that we're on. What if extra just meant outside of an ice wall? I'm not saying I believe in a spinning globe or a flat earth, but I love breaking down the words, and the extraterrestrial to me means extra terra. So we're being infiltrated and we're infiltrating the bad guys also. So absolutely, I do believe there's intentional division that's being interjected in there. I've seemed to be a target a lot of late. People bring me into conversations constantly on other channels. Just notice I rarely respond, and if I do, I try to respond directly to the person, not through somebody else, which I try to do just recently. So, and I don't get triggered by it. In fact, I'm just going to let you know, bless their heart, and I take a compliment to it. So, but yes, I do believe people are intentionally trying to create division all the time. By the way, I'm sure of, get this, I'm sure of, there are paid people out there that are creating division, and they're paid to go to certain channels and say certain things also. 100%. Lewis, have you ever heard of Rainbow Girls and Demole, the girls and boy versions of the Masons? I just recently learned about that from somebody that's very special. She's such a sweetheart. In fact, I'm going to try to convince her to come on to one of our shows and talk about that. So I'm not going to disclose now, but I would like to bring that person on and to talk about that. It's such a fascinating subject for sure. Do you, Lewis, believe that these aliens are just that, or fallen angels and are fallen angels entities? Interesting. So I believe a lot of what we're seeing is witchcraft and demon work. And yes, I do believe the angels could be fallen angels, for sure. The question really is what's real and what's not. And here's the one question. Every time that we see, and I want everybody to think about this or just ask yourself this, and this is the type of stuff I do. This is why I'm not 100% into aliens, and I'm not off of it either, because I ask these questions to myself. Virtually every time you see a depiction of an alien, whether it's reptilian, Palladian, or whatever, they are what I call a biped. They've got 2 arms and 2 legs. Are you telling me that if it's light years away, that it's going to take the same form as we are here on this planet? I personally would doubt that. So that's some of my skepticism within the aliens. So I would say for me, fallen angels could absolutely make sense. Demons can make sense. Or so when people say alien, I'm like, how alien are they really? Right? Just races alive now look very, very different from each other. Features, color, sizes, so on and so forth. Okay, let's see. Seeing if there's any other questions in here. Lewis, comments on Scott Bennett's passing. Well, I heard about it, which I don't know what this means, but I heard about it within hours after it was happened. And in fact, before it was even announced, and it saddens me. I think when I watched Scott to me was a man's man. Scott is a guy that, in the face of evil, mentioning that you think Putin is doing some of the right things, that's scary for them. So Scott will be missed. I know Scott was ill for a little bit. That wasn't public knowledge before, um, and then unfortunately he succumbed to his illness. So I'm haven't said this publicly before this. I'm hoping that he was just another one taken off the map, RDS, and is in witness protection. But out of respect for his family, I'm going to honor it as if he has passed. So God bless Scott Bennett, and he did a wonderful, wonderful job. Okay, what else do we have here? Okay, I might be far away. Let me look at it. I haven't seen any more questions. Okay, here we go. Well, that's kind of ties into the question that was just asked. What are your thoughts on witness protection programs still in effect? Yeah. Okay. So I think, and I kind of hinted at RDS. RDS is Robert David Steele, and I want everybody to remember, and I repeat this often. Something that he said that resonated with me so much. He said, "Lewis, you will." Actually, I don't think he said Lewis, because I think he was talking in the chat when he said it, and he said it many times. But he said often that we will not win this war without reconciliation. He may have been talking about himself. Maybe he did something in the past. I don't know. But there has to be reconciliation. And with reconciliation, when you make a deal with these people, some of these people will be cuffed on the leg, if you know what I mean, and they're going to have to play a part. Some would go to a place like Gitmo, by the way, which I believe there's a Hollywood studio in Gitmo. That's my feeling. I have no evidence of that whatsoever. And they'd have to play a part to them. And then some, because they're in so much danger or they already did what they needed to do, they will be taken off the map and put in witness protection. So I do think witness protection is highly in effect. Let's just say that. And I think it's going to come into play in regards to Weinstein, Epstein, and Diddy. Mark my words. That's where we're going to see a lot of this being used. And I think it's necessary too. Okay, I'm looking. Okay, there's one more here. Do you think JFK Jr. is still alive? I think he is. The evidence to me doesn't show inconclusively that he's alive, but the evidence to me does show that his wife, Carolyn Bessette, is alive. So, considering she was supposed to be on the plane with him and the evidence shows that she is alive, I think that we can rightfully conclude that he most likely at least survived that crash or that fake crash, that he is probably still alive today. And if you watch my original film, which is going on, is it almost 5 years ago now? About 4.5 years ago. It's called 2020 Vision. I mentioned in there that I believe JFK Jr. can be the keystone to healing the world. So check this scenario out and how fun this scenario could be. Maybe this could be a little TikTok video, but check this scenario out. Imagine during inauguration, he takes his hand under his chin and he pulls off his mask. And that 30 seconds or 1 minute would be the most powerful wake up call and healing moment that could possibly happen ever. To me, if this stuff is what I believe it is, this would be so easy to wake up where everybody say it can't happen. Tell me, please explain to me how that 1 minute scenario would not wake up and heal the nation at the same time. I think it would. I think it'd be really cool. What money do you think will transition into after this period of going back to true sovereignty? Well, whatever it is, I believe it's going to be mineral backed. So that could be gold, it could be silver. Well, maybe even that, maybe even resources in the ground like natural gas, so on and so forth. Um, Platinum. I mean, you can go off on a whole bunch of different areas on this. So I I don't see in the near future a world of just digital currency. I think there will be hard asset. Um, it may even go back to, imagine if it went back to silver and gold coins. That would be interesting, although they're pretty bulky to carry. I believe even digital currency or crypto will be backed by something tangible, which will be pretty cool. I believe it will all be on some type of blockchain system, and there would have to be a mechanism that would prevent the CIA types from being able to take your money just because you didn't behave the way they wanted to. So if we go in that direction, I'd have to make sure that it was a uh, a good force that put it together. All right, I think I'm about done here. Let's see. Lewis, what do you think about Kim Clamont's prophecies? Wow, some of them are pretty amazing. I can't speak to all of them directly. Um, I would say though, this will just be a little hint. I would say let's start paying attention to them really closely, because I think some of them that already appear to be true may be coming even harder, and his other ones will be more true than what we've already seen. I will tell you that by proximity, I have an interesting connection to Kim Clement, which is kind of cool. That's it, though. Nothing spectacular, just by proximity, um, which I find fairly fascinating. And I had actually learned that from a fellow patriot in the community. Okay. Who do you think is Juan O'Savin? Why is it important to remain incognito? I don't know who Juan O'Savin is, but I will tell you who I think he's not. I do not think he's JFK Jr. I don't believe that. I have friends that believe that. I know there's some popular podcasters out there that believe that. I don't believe that for a second. Um, I also do not believe he is Wayne Willett. I believe, in fact, I believe his team actually, for a time, drove us intentionally towards that narrative. Um, my personal feeling is I am getting to know him pretty well, and I can tell you he's the real deal. I know there's a lot of hatred out there for him, and I get it. Some of his predictions didn't come through. A lot of times there's fear porn involved. I get it. But I look at what your fruits are, and I can tell you in the background, many times when I see something good happen or something needs to happen, right? He's directly involved in making it happen. Um, all I'll say is when my first conversation with him, I thought NSA, and I'm not completely off of that as of right now. What do you think of Ellen DeGeneres leaving the country, Trump or Diddy? I think that's actually a psyop. I think Ellen's been off the map for a while. I think they're showing Ellen leaving the country as part of this great exodus, and I believe they're gonna play a lot of different games on people exiting that suddenly you'll never see come back again. Isn't that interesting? They'll just disappear. So we'll see. But I think that she's been gone a long time, in my opinion. Um, I think they're trying to show that it's directly connected to Diddy, but they're showing a public excuse of Trump. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, I'm all just about done here, guys. I have some things I need to do. Wouldn't you think it would be more powerful if RFK Jr. would announce JFK Jr.? Yeah, I think that would be cool. That would work too, Carol. I think that's a great idea for sure. You think maybe he'll start it with this? He'll say, "Remember," and he'll touch his nose. Okay, so I'm gonna ask one last question, another esoteric one. You can count on Denise for these. With your proximity of Kim Kalant, do you think your position on this plane is a ley line? I think you're close. I actually think you're really close. And I can actually tell you, I think nearby where I am from my investigation is also a stronghold of a three-letter agency. By the way, this happens often, I believe. I think the good and the bad come together in these areas to try to protect them for their or use them for their own benefit. So I think that's a fantastic question. Okay, that about does it, folks. Just remember, you'll be able to come here tomorrow and see Alan and I for Thanksgiving. I hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Just go to Serona.org, and here, let me just real quick talk about.
You've likely heard it in the news. You've read it on your social feeds, and maybe you've even had friends who have lost a pet prematurely. An enormous problem. It's a painful problem. It's a difficult problem to solve. However, over 90% of the people who've tried our natural supplements have found the solution.
We took Scout on a walk about a week after we started using the mush puppies, and he would walk the entire way. It's just been completely amazing. He's a new dog. We lost our boxer Yankee about a year and a half ago, and it was really hard on us. Imagine if you could have your best friend around one more day or one more week or even one more year.
That was cute. So just go to SBG Pets, .com, and that also is supportive of our buddy Robert. So please buy from sbgpets.com. That supports Robert and myself. But ultimately, it is the best pet food on the planet, I believe. If I'm wrong, let me know. But I can tell you the customer service is great. The reorders blow me away. So it must be really working for people. The results I'm hearing for people and their pets are phenomenal, just absolutely phenomenal. So let me leave you with this. Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Have a great weekend. I'll be working this weekend, but I will probably not be online too much. I want to catch up on a lot of stuff. Got a bunch of honeydews to do. Keeps my wife very happy when I do the honeydews. And also go to Ethan just reminded me, go to Sorona.org because there's actually Black Friday special up there and free product. Go Sorona.org. But folks, just know we've got this, right? The good news is we had the big win on November 5th, but that's just a little piece of the puzzle, believe it or not. This is so much bigger. We, the people, need to take the power back. We've been given the power, but we haven't really accessed it yet. We're showing you in places like North Carolina and Tennessee and other places in government positions how they are afraid of us. The baddies are afraid of us. So let's take a deep breath. Know that we, the people, got this. We win, right? Please go see Hurricane Hell and go see my video from yesterday on Israel and the inside takedown of the state of Israel. I think you'll really appreciate it. God bless you. Spend time with your families. Really appreciate everybody being here. My wife and I, our hearts are very warm when we go out in public. The embraces that we get from y'all